Alright, white boy. Just watch the video. Okay, and okay, you said lots of F word right there. I don't care, I don't cuss in my videos. I have reasons, but I'm not gonna judge you for it. Okay, first of all, let me be clear here. And I'm sorry if you thought this, but I am in no way condoning, you know, beating up a 15-year-old girl at all. Do I honestly think that she might have possibly deserved to get hit? Not by Faden, but by the boyfriend. Or should I say, I would have understood if he did it. And he's not a 27-year-old man. Understand that, because she was picking on an innocent girl. I don't care if she's a Juggalette, ICP fan, whatever. She was picking on an innocent girl. And so if she, or he, the boyfriend, were to punch her in the face, would I say he was right for it? Not necessarily. Would I think he was justified for it? In the sense of, I understand why he did it. Then yeah. He didn't, obviously. But I do kind of understand that. And this is something you need to understand. From the beginning, he thought it was a guy. And so you base your argument off the fact that it's a girl, but he was talking about a guy from the start, at least in the beginning. Okay, he was talking about a guy. And obviously a lot of that was based on a misconception of what he was saying. And so, I mean, I really don't think that you should have gone off on him because this guy, because he was basically mistaking a girl for a guy. And yeah, he was talking about what he thought was a guy. And so, you have to understand that that's what a lot of what he says was based off of. Him thinking it was a guy. Yeah, essentially. And like I said, I'm not for hitting. I basically take this philosophy on any violence. This is just my opinion of violence is if somebody attacks me or the ones they love, if they can dish it out, they can take it. If they're going to attack me or someone I love who's innocent, if they're going to throw the first punch, if my girl gets in a fight with another girl, I'm sorry, but I really can't step in because if she's going to be throwing punches and, throw the first punch, that's not my position to, be hitting her because that is her issue. But, I'm not supporting hitting girls. I'm supporting, knocking out bullies who deserve it. That's all I'm saying, man, is she was a bully. You have to understand that much. I understand she's a girl, she's 15, it sounds bad, but she's a bully. I mean, it has to be taken into consideration, bro. I mean, I understand the whole not hitting women thing, but she's not a woman. She's a bully. There's a huge, huge difference. Like, when it comes to women, respectable women, when it comes to beating your girl, when it comes to beating women, harassing women, abusing women, raping women, that disgusts me just as much as anybody. But when it comes to a bully, that's kind of where I draw the line. When it comes to a bully, yeah, is where I draw the line is when it comes to bullies and mistreating people like that. And yeah, okay, let me explain what I think the Juggalos should be represented as. Is I think the Juggalos should be represented individually. I guess I will admit I was kind of making an unfair idea of expecting Juggalos, having the same expectations of Juggalos that haters say that we're not. And I do apologize for having an expectation of all Juggalos, because we're all different. And that's what I'm trying to be clear on, is we shouldn't be, I'm not going to be represented by your opinions, all of your opinions, just like you're not going to be represented by all of my opinions. You would be offended if someone were to represent you and say that you agree with hitting girls, because I said, not that I agree with hitting girls, but say I did say straight up, I agree with hitting girls. You wouldn't want to be represented by that. You said I should drop the hatchet because if that's my opinion, and it's not. It's never okay to hit anyone. I say generally, except for the circumstances mentioned, self-defense, or harming somebody I love, or harming innocent people in general. But had I said that, you wouldn't want to be represented by me. So you understand why I say that, or why I would say I wouldn't want to be represented by everything you do, even though you're a juggalo. Because that's not who the juggalo. You're not the representation of the juggalos. I'm not either, and I'm not. I understand I might have sounded that way in the video, but I'm not trying to be a representation of every juggalo out there. It's just my opinions. I have a lot of them. I'm very loud about them. I admit it. I get carried away with them at times, but I just have a lot of opinions. That's who I am. As for that, sitting down peacefully and talking to haters, it actually sometimes works. I'm being 100% honest here. I've had a lot of people, they might not respect all the other juggalos, but that have gained respect from me, at least individually, that have come at first and said bad things about either ICP or juggalos, or come somewhat aggressive. Usually it's people on the line that are willing, not completely ignorant and are willing to listen, but it does work. So if I'm just saying that just because a lot of people don't do that, I'm supporting the people should. That's my opinion. I'm not going to try to say that you have to do it that way. I'm just saying that I'd like to see some more juggalos do that. I like to honestly, I would like to start some sort of movement with that in general, not just juggalos, but I would like to support that idea, endorse that idea, because that's something I believe in. And I don't believe in violence either. So I really don't. You have to understand something. I don't agree with an eye for an eye, which is why I don't agree with you. I don't agree with Faded even saying that he wanted to beat her. I understand it was he thought it was him, but I understand it was mostly just anger. And same with you. I understand it's mostly just anger. But it's also just, why? You know what I mean? Why do that? Why start it? I'm sure I've missed some points, but whatever. Yeah, so if you're going to say something about me being ignorant, I don't really think I'm ignorant. I mean, like I said, if I'm ignorant, please tell me how. And, I just hope you're understanding where I'm coming from. At least why I was more upset. I'm okay now. Like, I'm a little bit more in good state of mind here. But I'm just hoping you understand why I might be saying that I really don't like it when when I would have to be judged, or anybody else would have to be judged based on somebody else's actions. You wouldn't want to be judged on mine. I don't want to be judged on yours, quite simply. And in that way is where I'm starting to disagree with Faded. And is that we shouldn't be judged on other people just because, they choose to call themselves a juggalo and I choose to call themselves a juggalo. Let me tell you something. I'm sure you know this. Juggalo has basically, the few things is, you gotta respect underground music. You gotta, you gotta respect underground music. You have to respect the Juggalo family. You can't be a bigot. Like, you can't be a racist. All that stuff. And I'm sure there's more to it, not giving a crap what others think about you and all that. That's not necessarily a requirement, but that's just an ideal of it. Nowhere in it does it say that I have to agree that a bully shouldn't be fought against, or shouldn't have to be, somebody defend somebody against a bully just because that bully has female genitalia. That's nowhere in there does it have anything to do with the hatchet. So please just don't, if you can attack me, I know you're not, and I know you've been clear you're not, but you can attack me, but don't attack my juggalo-ness, I guess you could call it. But whatever, man. Just any questions, talk to me.